Okay guys, in this video what we're going to look at is how to convert the content that you've gathered off the internet into your own unique content that you can use anywhere. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is bring up the file that you've copied the data from, or the content from the websites that you've already had a look at, and then open up another three documents. Now I name those other three documents first person view, third person view, and final master. Okay, now here's what you do. So you look at the very first paragraph and you read it and you understand what it's trying to say. So this one says to cast or not to fish. That is the question. If you can't adequately cast a fly line, you might as well not fish. Okay, so I take that intention of that paragraph and I go to the first person view file that I've made, and I've already pre-populated this one. Okay, and I put my interpretation on it. So I look at that first paragraph and I will rewrite it. So in this case I've written this one to be, when I first wanted to learn fly fishing, I found that it was critical to the success of my fishing to learn the skill of casting. Okay, so that's my first paragraph in this article that I'm writing. So then I'll go to the third person view and I will do the same thing, but this will be in the third person. Okay, so the first one was in the first person view, this one is in the third person view. So it'll be, in my interpretation of that was, when first learning to fly fish, it is essential to learn to cast a fly effectively to drastically improve the results of your fishing. Okay, so that's the very first paragraph of our original content converted into words that I would use to describe what this means. Okay, in both the first and the third person. So that gives us two totally unique paragraphs. So then what you do is you grab the second paragraph that you want to convert and you do the same thing again. So I've gone to the first person view and my interpretation of that paragraph is, where I grew up, the local trout used to gather in the Pebble Run Creek near our house. My father taught me that it was important to ensure your fly landed in the right spot, to ensure it drifted as close as possible to the fish. I spent hours trying to get my fly close to those fish, and when I began to get better in the casting, I began to catch fish. I was so excited. Okay, so that's my interpretation of that. Then I go to the third person view and I do it in the third person for that paragraph. So it reads, when you begin learning to fly fish, it is essential to learn to cast your fly so that it lands in a spot in the water that will allow the fly to drift past the fish as closely as possible. To do this, you may need to spend some time in the park casting your fly to a target like a can of beans. Okay, so you can see they're similar concepts to the original article, but they've been rewritten in such a way that they're unique to you. Okay, now you can take this step a step further, depending on where you've got your content from. If I've got the content from PLR articles, then what I'll do is I will go into my final or master copy and I'll create a version which is called Spintax, a Spintax version. Okay, so what I do is I'll copy the first paragraph from the first person view file. Okay, so I'll copy that and I will go to my final master and see how I've put first person view here. I will paste that first paragraph from the first person view in there, like so. Okay, and I've actually missed the pipe. Now there's a little symbol that we've got to put in there as well to separate the first and third person view. So we go back into here, oops, and we grab that copy that we've just made and go back to the final master. So this paragraph here is from the third person paragraph, okay, and I just paste that back in there. Okay, and I rinse and repeat that for all the paragraphs that I've rewritten. Okay, then what I can do is I can then put that into some rewriting software like Spin Rewriter, and I can create even further unique content. from my original 2 articles. Okay, and that's all there really is to it. All right, so that's it for this video.